Happy Supercharged Manifesting Monday to you. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Happy Monday, the start of a new week. I'm Tasha Chen, and every Monday morning at 8 a.m., I jump on to give some spiritual coffee. And this morning, we're talking about this 3-step visualization process. I am so excited to talk about this. This has become like my new love. And those of you that know me well, you know I am a fanatic about journaling, but I have fallen deeply head over heels in love with visualization. And I'm so excited to be sharing with all of you this morning. So good morning. I see lots of you joining. Hey, Lubna. Good morning. Hi, Grace. Hi, Donna. Good morning, Christina. Hey, Deb. Love my hair. Thank you, thank you. Good morning to all of you that are joining. Welcome. Come on, sit back, grab a cup of coffee. Let's talk about visualization. Now, if you're on my email list, one of the things that I promised, and even if you're following on Facebook Live and you've seen, me talk about sharing about visualization this morning, you'll know that I'm going to be sharing pretty much the exact tips and process that I give to my high-end coaching clients. So you want to make sure you're taking notes. You want to sit back, really get ready to dive deep and just receive. And some of you may have heard this before. Hear it again. Scratch what you think you know and just sit back and be in receive mode. So, I see lots and lots and lots of new friends that haven't joined us for a while. So good morning to you. Welcome. Hi, Eileen. Hey, Pauline. Hi, Tracy. So it takes a little while for people to jump on. So I'm waiting just a couple seconds for everyone to be here. But I want to say happy Monday to all of you. It's the start of yet another week. I know many of us have come out of a very special holiday week, and I'm in happy, relaxed vibration and excited to share with you guys. Hey, Jimmy. Good morning. Hey, Nads. Morning, morning. All right. So I'm going to start off this morning about visualization with a really strong statement. And when I give you forewarning, it's going to be a big one, right? So here's what I have to say based on everything that I know, I've learned, I've lived, I've created in my life. And let me preface that by saying, I talk a lot in my coaching, in my life, about easy and relaxed. I truly believe, and I've had to do a lot of work to transform my beliefs around this, but I now truly believe that we are absolutely equipped to live successful, amazing, fulfilled lives in an easy and relaxed way. That is now a core belief of mine. But there are some things that I do, practice, and teach that supports living like that, right? And the thing that I do is practice the principles of the universe. I mean, in essence, that's what it is. But people are always wondering, how do you do that? Tell us, how do you practice? And the tools that I jump on Mondays and share with you are the things that I do. So I want to say this morning about visualization, I want to say this, and I want to slow down, because if you're watching, I want you to really hear me, especially if you are done with hard work and you really want to embrace easy and relaxed, then you must hear this. If you are not choosing to apply these principles, especially visualizing, if you are not choosing to practice it, then what you are doing is forgoing an easy way to create the results that you want. You are literally saying, I don't want to know how to do this the easy way. And what you're choosing instead is to continue to work hard. I know that's a mouthful, so I'm going to say it again slowly. If you're not visualizing, you're missing out on an easy way to create the results in your life. And what you're doing is you're choosing. You're literally, and that's what just is heavy on my heart when I see people struggling. You are choosing to work hard, because by not practicing the principles, you're also making a choice for the opposite, and the opposite is hard work. So if you're going to continue watching, which I'm really excited about, then I I really want to share with you the 3-step process that I use every time I go into visualizing a big outcome in my mind, especially the ones that, quite frankly, I have no interest in figuring out how I'm going to do it. Like when I think of the monumental outcome and what might be required to do it, I'm like, I truly don't want to have to figure it out. I want to use the powers that I have within me to co-create it. And so I'm going to be sharing with you exactly what I do and how you can apply it too. So for the new friends that just joined, morning. All right, so what I want to bring to your awareness is, do you ever realize, and I know I take this for granted, so I want to just share again, do you realize that we are the only living things, who have free will and imagination? There is no, as human beings, we're the only living creatures that have free will and imagination. My friends, what I want you to realize is that that is our superpower. That is the gift that we've been given from God, and that is the very thing that separates us. No other living creature is able to choose its destiny the way that we as human beings can. That's our superpower. So when we talk about using your thoughts and the power of your mind and visualizing, to not do it, to me, and this is heavy again too, to not do it is a sin. Yeah, I'm going to put that out there. That's really heavy, isn't it? Because I don't like the word sinner or sinning. But what I mean by that is to have a superpower, to be granted such a powerful gift, and to not apply it in our lives, to me is like turning away from the source of our creation and saying, it's like saying, thank you for my arms, but not interested in using them. Thank you for my feet, but yeah, not going to use that. Like, that's in essence, that's the same thing to me. So I just want to, before I talk about visualization, I want you guys to understand how powerful our ability to have free will and to use our imagination to create is, and then that you also commit to using it. Because that's the next big thing, is commit to using it. So I've done a lot of study over the course of the years to understand the science of the mind. Einstein, we revere Einstein in our culture, and he talks a lot about the use of the imagination, and that in essence that's what it all comes down to. And in my studies, and several of you that are watching, I know you already know that we literally as human beings have a thing in our brain called a reticular activation system. So when I talk about visualization and you hear me say the principles of the universe, that might turn you on or turn you off. Regardless, it is science. It is scientifically proven that we have a thing in our brains called the reticular activation system, that its function is to take the stuff that we feed it, the ideas that we feed it, and literally create it in our physical experience. Pull to us in our physical experience the things that are placed in that part of our brain. Several what do you call those things? Oh my goodness, I'm drawing a blank right now. But there have been several studies on athletes. One of my favorite stories around this is before the very first astronauts ever went to the moon, which was something had never done in humanity. And they brought the astronauts into a room, and can you imagine, they couldn't even fathom getting to the moon because it had never been done. And they sat them down and they said, now I want you to close your eyes and imagine yourselves on the moon. That was step number one. Before they built a rocket, before they figured out the mathematic formula that would get them there, they literally sat them all down and said, imagine being on the moon. That was step number one. Because if the human mind can see, create, and believe it and be living it, then you must have the outcome, right? That's how powerful our mind is. So I wanted to share that with you, and I want to say, because sometimes people get burdened by the current realities that they're facing. So I have two things that I want you to type this morning. I want you to realize that with this superpower, when you are not in charge of it, It is creating whether you want it to or not. I love it, Jimmy. Yeah, reverse engineering. It is creating in your life whether you want it to or not. The thing is, you're not in control of it. So it's just kind of free willy nilly in it out there and bringing into your life things. And you might look at your life and look at the present reality and be discouraged. But I want you to know that the present is simply your past creation. Anything that's happening in your life right now is simply your past creation. Can you guys type that so I know you get that? My present is simply my past creation. Your bank balance, the state of your business, the state of your relationships, your health, your whatever is happening right now is your past creation. Your past creation. Lumna says, in my experience, people have difficulties imagining anything. I hear you. And this morning, I'm going to break it down so simple that anybody could do this. My present is my past creation. And so here's where this is where I see people getting trapped in when I talk about visualizing and they're looking at their current reality and so discouraged by that they can't even move on to the future. And then when I say, okay, now we're going to visualize an outcome you want in the future, right? What happens next is people start worrying about the future. And that is the most incorrect use of your superpower that you can ever have. So I know there are times I catch myself worrying about the future. I know I do it. I know you do it too. Let's just be honest. We do. And let's acknowledge right now that that is the most, it's the most wasteful thing that we could do with this superpower is to worry about the future. So here's the other thing to type. Don't worry about the future. Create it instead. Don't worry about the future. Create it instead. That is where your superpower lies, is in your ability to create the future. And in order to create the future, I'm going to share with you there's 3 steps that I use to do that. Now here's the thing. This is really wild. Because you guys know I love journaling, but I've had to tell you, I sat back the other day and I was like, wow, I'm always journaling about big things that manifest in my life and I can't figure out how. Not that I can't figure out how. I know I visualize, but there's something else I do. I know I journal, but there's something else I do. After I journal, I spend time visualizing the outcome. I put myself in the manifested result. And then when the event occurs, I'm standing there and there's always the moment where I'm standing in what I had been visualizing and I'm like, wow, it never fails to blow my mind. So my big thing is my American Airlines Arena sold out. You guys know when I talk about visualizing, that's my big thing. That's my big idea that I feed my brain, this reticular activation system. I keep feeding it. So I want to ask you guys, what is your big thing? What is a big thing in your life or in your business that you know you would absolutely love for it to happen, but so help you if you can figure out how? I cannot figure out how I'm going to go from Tasha, a girl in Stewart, to selling out the American Airlines Arena. I can't. In my little limited way of thinking and being able, and I consider myself a pretty creative and successful strategic businesswoman, but when it comes to figuring out how I'm going to go from where I am now to selling out the American Airlines Arena, that's a biggie for me. I can't. Yes, Lori, I know yours, the emerald green dress on the stage. I know it. So I want to hear from some of you guys because I'm going to choose one this morning to use as what I'm going to show you how to go through the steps. So you guys start typing, start telling me what is your big one that you like, you want to have it, but you can't figure out how. And I'm going to look in the comments to pick one that sounds really exciting to me this morning to take you guys through as an example of the 3 steps. So go ahead, type, let me know, let me hear. What is some of your one big, oh, Jackie says, I'm a multi-millionaire. I love it. Kat says, sit with Koda, Kobe, and discuss my book series. Ooh, I love it. Gosh, you guys are great. There's so many great ones coming in. Varsha says, create deja vu moments. Hey, Varsha, nice to have you this morning. All right, so some really great ones coming in, and I'm gonna. Ooh, Lori says sold out the Philippines arena. So I'm gonna take first responders here. I'm there watching you. Yay, Lavinia, that'd be awesome. Come on down to Miami and watch me at the American Airlines Arena. So I'm gonna go with Jackie, who says she's a multi-millionaire. That is the, like, I'm here right now, can't figure out how to become a multimillionaire, but that's my big thing. And we're gonna go through these steps using Jackie's example together. So I want you grab your notebook. I'm gonna give you the 3 steps and a bonus one, and I want you to follow along with whatever your big thing is. Carol says, I have a $60 million master plan construction project in Fiji. Ooh, I love it. I love it, I love it. Some great ones. Look at you guys. Oh my gosh, to sell out the Broadway theater. Go Nikki, I love it. All right, so here we go. Step number 1 is your brain requires clarity. So right now, what stops you is you have this big idea in mind and your brain is going, can't compute, can't compute, can't compute, don't know how, not making sense, can't figure it out, right? So your brain can't go into creation mode because it's unclear, it's confused, it's never done that before. There's nothing in your memory that it can call on to say, I know how to do that. So you have to create it. You have to write it out. Step number 1, you have to get a blank sheet of paper, and so Jackie knows her desire is a multi-millionaire, to be a multi-millionaire. So I would recommend to Jackie, get a blank sheet of paper and say, all right, me as a multi-millionaire, what does that look like? I know a little bit about Jackie. So I know, for example, she wants a house paid off in Sailfish Point. So Jackie, that would be number 1. Like, what would be included? I have a house paid off in Sailfish Point. We have our dream yacht that we're taking to the Bahamas or to the islands. I am running my dream business. I have passive income. I know that's a big thing for Jackie. She wants to be a multimillionaire, but she wants passive income, right? So it includes, my multimillionaire includes passive income. I am booking trips and traveling. I am going to Fashion Week in all over the world. Wherever there's Fashion Week, I'm flying first class to Fashion Week. And you start giving your brain ideas about what's included in your big idea. You start writing it out. Now your brain can see a picture starts forming, right? Your brain is starting to see, oh, that's what you mean when you say multimillionaire. That's what you mean when you say a $60 million project in Fiji. Now I'm getting the ideas. But here's what's missing. People go from writing that out and then they close their eyes and they just start visualizing. That's not enough. Here's step number 2. So step number 1 is clarity. And you want to write out all the things that are included. So you guys hear me talk a lot about, I use this as example for my events, right? And so I will write out all the pieces that is included in this visualization for my events. The number of people present, what the stage looks like, the setup of the room, the energy of the room, all of that. I'll write it out, all the things that are included in my big ideas. Now, step number 2 is you must sit back and ask yourself, me in this desired outcome, what does it feel like? So what does it feel like for me? And your natural thing is to go, oh, I'd be happy. That's not enough. Like, you have to get to a level of emotional feeling about this that it moves you, right? You can't just come up with the first response. What would it feel like? Because here's the thing, it's your feeling that's magnetic. Your power lies in how it will feel. I'm going to say that again. You have to get really clear about what that will feel like. And not only do you have to know it like subconsciously, you have to feel it in your heart. You have to literally go inside. And the fastest way for me to figure out what it will feel like for me is I ask myself, what would this mean to you, Tasha? What would it mean to you to have this happen? And then I'm just an emotional wreck because it means all this stuff. So Jackie, you being a multimillionaire, what would it mean to you? Again, I know because Jackie is one of my clients. So I know Jackie, the thing that's on Jackie's heart the most is the ability she would have to help her family, to give them better circumstances in life, moves her. She can't ever tell me about that without crying. So I know that's the thing, that's the sweet spot for Jackie, right? So what is it going to mean to you to have this, and tap into the emotions of that? Once you know what it feels like, you've now fed the feeling to your brain. If you don't have the feeling, if you just have the images, you're not using the power of visualizing enough, because that's the thing, right? As human beings, we have emotion. We have emotion. Jackie says she's crying now. So step number 1 is to get clear, write it out. Step number 2, ask yourself, what is it going to feel like? What will this mean to me? And tap into the emotions. Step number 3, and now this is where you close your eyes and you live your dream. You close your eyes and you put yourself in the home, in Sailfish Point, on the yacht, see your husband, see your friends coming, boarding the yacht because you're all going away for the weekend. Like, put yourself in the dream, feel the emotions, feel yourself in the thought of, oh my gosh, I just sent some money to my family overseas. I feel so amazing. Life just feels so good. Feel it. You have to get in the feeling of it. Live the dream. Now, here's the thing that I love about using these principles. You don't need the boat. You don't need the money. You don't need the big house. You don't need the stadium filled. You don't need anything at all other than this in order to create your outcomes. That blows my mind. So when I say if you're not choosing to use this, and this is science, we don't have enough time to get into the science, but I'm telling you, if they can prove with athletes that when they close their eyes and visualize themselves doing the thing that they do, whether it's basketball, football, running, and they can measure the physical response in their body as if they're doing the activity, you can't tell me that this doesn't work. If they're sitting down and just imagining themselves running, and they've got machine and equipment strapped to them that prove that the like their body, it's as if they are running, it's as if they are doing the thing. There's a physical change in your body. This is scientific. This is like the best gift we've been given as humans. I just want to encourage you all to start using it. Right? So step number 1 is clarity. Step number 2 is the feeling. Step number 3 is close your eyes and live the dream. And step number 4, the bonus one, here's the one that really helps me a lot, is I have a theme song. I have my own theme song for my visualizing. It lasts 8 minutes. I have a 4-minute version for the days when I'm not, I don't have 8 minutes. And sometimes I don't even use music at all because I've been doing this for so long. But I want to encourage you to pick your own theme song. I love music that's just instruments without words, because it helps my mind. One of the things that music does is it stops your monkey mind from starting to think about all these other things and really helps you to focus on what you're visualizing on. So pick a theme song. That's bonus step number 4, and have it ready. For the length of this song, I'm just going to go into my dream and live it. Right? So that's step number 4. All right, I hope that this has been of value. Can you let me know? Can you type and let me know? Like, you guys, I just want to say, the result of this is to repeat. This doesn't happen because I do it once in a while. Like, this is a lifestyle. This is me understanding that I have a superpower and I also have a responsibility to use it. I don't ever feel God would take it away, but I absolutely know. Thank you, Lubna. Yay! I absolutely know that, I could never look myself in the mirror to know that I have this and not use it and choose instead to go work hard. I will not do that. I will not do that. No way. Not while I have this amazing superpower to create outcomes, right? Oh, I love it. I love it. I love it. Yay! Awesome. I'm happy that this really served you guys. And the thing that would really make me feel like you got value from this is if you did it. Because knowledge is awesome. Knowledge applied is where it's at, right? So I gave you the 4 steps. That's great. You jumped on, you watch. But knowledge applied. If you come to me and you start saying, boy, you know, Tasha, things are not awesome, not wonderful in my life, my first thing I'm going to ask you is, are you visualizing? Are you using your superpower to create the outcomes that you want? Or are you continuing to work hard with your own effort and energy to create it? That's what my first question is going to be. So, yay, awesome. I'm happy that it was so great for so many of you. Yeah, knowledge applied is where you have your power, right? Because I'm sure I probably never even said anything new today, to be perfectly honest. But are you applying it? If you're not applying it, then it's really pointless, isn't it? All right. So here's the thing. As you guys know, I've been sharing, and I'm really excited. On May 3rd, I'm going to be doing a webinar. It's called The 3 Laws of Money Freedom. The 3 Laws of Money Freedom and how to apply it for fast cash. And the first place that you're going to be able to register for this is in our Money Attraction Challenge Facebook group. So you want to make sure that you're a part of that, because we're going to cap out as a number of people that can be on this webinar. You want to make sure that you're in that Facebook group. So that's the first place we're going to release the registration link for the webinar, The 3 Laws of Money Freedom, May 3rd at 12 o'clock. Mark your calendars for now. Make sure you give, like an hour and a half to be with me. I've got some massive downloads around that I'm going to be sharing, and I'm looking forward to you guys being a part of it, right? So Money Attraction Challenge, just type that into Facebook and make sure you're a part of the group, so that when we put the link out either late this week or early next week, you guys will be the first to register. I want my people to be part of this, and make sure that you fill up the registration for that. I love you too, Jackie. I love all of you. Money Attraction Challenge, is a Facebook group. Yes, Money Attraction Challenge is a Facebook group, and May 3rd, 12 noon, you want to make sure that you're there. I also have a link to the group in the video, so if you're watching the replay of this, you can use the link in the video to find the Facebook group. Mwah! Listen, what is a big thing that you want? Use the 3 steps before you get going for the rest of the day, and go visualize. Try it this morning. See how awesome it feels. I would prefer to spend my time living my dream in my mind than working. That's just the God's honest truth. And I would love for you guys to have this experience and enjoy it too. Mwah! I love you guys. Go have an amazing Monday and a wonderful rest of the week. Love you. Bye-bye.